Welcome back to another episode of Tim Plays MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. And right now we are on the planet Claybrook, and we may pop over here just to check out these two arena contracts. We've gone ahead and done some repairs to our battle mech stable, and we should be able to do these two missions. The reason why I'm interested in at least looking at these contracts and seeing what they're for is it wouldn't hurt to begin building up some reputation for these. Unfortunately, and the reason why is being both Ledoux Enterprise contracts, that would be able to crank up our reputation with that employer if we were able to do both of them. Unfortunately, the free-for-all medium, I don't have a medium mech. I don't believe I have acquired one yet. I have two heavies and then just a whole swath of light mechs. And I think what I could do, I have modified my fire starter a little bit. I could attempt to go into this free-for-all medium in the fire starter, since it would be a free-for-all. We could definitely try to avoid some of the main fighting. If we play our cards right, we could let most of the other mechs get into the scrap themselves and then try and sweep in for third-party kills that way. The other mission, the free-for-all open, this could be a little too difficult. However, it does occur to me that that I could try doing these missions
We're reading heavy weather warnings out there,
with
Commander.
a group.
Expect limited visibility and sensible
Now, if
functions on this mission.
were to swap that out for my fire starter and remove these mechs and let's bring along, now we'll have to make it a locust to get under that tonnage. So I could do this with the two of us. Now the downside is that this locust is fairly weak, and I could switch to the missile boat locust, which I had swapped out. Originally that used LRM-5s, and I didn't see much point in keeping LRM-5s since it tends to run into close range and try and use its speed. It might as well be hitting with missiles. So let's swap that out. And then I'll take the fire starter. Now, if I were to go over the deployed tonnage limit, it'll allow me to start the mission, but I believe the last time I did that, it launched a bunch of additional enemy units like Igors with autocannons to punish you for abusing that.
Talk. It's time to find out which mech warrior will seize the moment.
So here,
and come out
one
on
of the
top.
problems that we'll have,
Get ready, fans.
I was afraid this
The
mission
match
would
is
start
set
this
to
way.
go.
We have mechs too far spread out, so most of these are not going to begin engaging each other. So those moving off to the side are, I guess there's only one that's probably not.
Target Enforcer.
On it, Commander.
And it'll be this Enforcer, which I should be able to take an Enforcer with
Bid
just my
farewell to
fire
that
starter.
metal limb. His weapon took an effective hit. Blink and you'll miss it. That component went flying. Effective strike. Lopped off a metal limb. This could mean trouble here. That mech's heat levels are skyrocketing. He better adjust or he'll be a sitting duck.
There we go.
Another mech down.
Now at this point, I've only
That
really
mech just lost
had
a
some of my
metal
armor
appendage in
scratched.
spectacular fashion. Oh, Mason strikes down another opponent. He's acquitting himself well out there.
And this is a bit of an annoyance with the announcers. So he's claiming that Mason eliminated another mech, which I guess technically I'm not playing as
An
Mason.
involuntary mech customization
So maybe he's
just
right.
occurred. Metal
But if
limb
anybody
is in
kills
the
a mech, he
discarded
acts as
bin
if
now.
you did it. Kind of want to get a chance to see which mechs are where when my radar pops up.
Target acquired.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier to deal with those
Jump jet
guys.
fuel low. Jump jet fuel
I
empty.
could easily just stay where I am with my lance mate.
An impromptu laser surgery right in the arena. Oh my, just suffered a forced amputation.
Kind of want to let them hurt each other, soften each other up a good bit
Its way
more.
to victory. They can't afford to lose another leg, or this match will be over. Wow, talk about a close call. They barely survived that detonation.
Yeah, I should be able to
Target
knock out
spotted.
the
Target
assassin.
Mason's skills are on full display, downing another opponent. Direct strike took out their leg. Let's see if that sways the momentum of this bout. Wave goodbye to that arm.
On
We'll get
requested target,
him
Commander.
finished off here.
Forced amputation.
Target
Say
destroyed.
goodbye to that component. They'll have to rally
I'll let
after
my
that.
teammate
Commander
take out the
Mason
Phoenix Hawk.
strikes him down.
Although it looks like he did. Oh no! We'll have to finish off the Phoenix Hawk on our own.
Another opponent off the board. Mason
Hopefully-
is brimming with confidence.
Hopefully my teammate
Dispatches
survived that.
another opponent.
I really don't want to lose a pilot this early. That would put me down to 7. And I am not going to be purchasing replacement pilots, even though I could. That's just a constraint I'm placing on myself.
Target acquired.
These two should be fairly easy to knock out. I may have been better off to try to run this on my own. There we go.
Target acquired.
And this is the last
It's
remaining.
over. Mason has come out on top. He really showcased his skills out there. Effective strike. Another mech destined for the salvage yard.
We'll see how this pans out for us. Really hoping that pilot survived. I knew that was a very big danger. That's a good milestone, hitting reputation rank 3. And it'll allow me to explain what I will do. Now, we should be getting Goblin and his battle mech Cobalt, which is a hero mech, Phoenix Hawk. And I will go ahead and let Goblin go. I'm going to do my best to just try and keep to the 8 pilots that I started with, and when I run out of those, then the game has won, basically. So we don't have enough to, it would have been great to be able to grab, for instance, the Enforcer, or the Crab, or the Assassin. But we are just too short on our salvage points, so we'll have to just grab some items. And here's the moment of truth, if our teammate had survived. And yes, I'll take it. And since we're still at an industrial hub here, we should be able to repair that pretty quickly. Yeah, that poor Locust is just not not very good. It ended up taking, I believe it was an ammo explosion that ended up getting it. So we'll slate that for repairs, which unfortunately that's most of our winnings from that last match. And we'll get our own fire starter repaired. And I can go ahead and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward to the fire starter refit being finished. And that way we'll go ahead and do this second contract for 100 tons. Actually, let's take all salvage shares. And this could be an even harder fight.
Heavy weather warning is in effect, Commander. Your
But I
visibility
will
and
take the
sensor
fire
readings will be
starter,
compromised
and
out
I
there.
will grab ourselves an additional pilot here. I think we want to go with our most skilled in order to give us a better advantage. We'll go with Karina Tanaka to back us up, and we'll give her, because we've got a 100-ton limit, if we gave her the Jaeger mech, that should make this, it'll at least give us a shot. So we'll try to tag team the open free-for-all. Hopefully, in these, it's generally a mix of different mechs, and so we may see some other light mechs or medium mechs, and
The MechWarriors
if it,
are locked
and I believe
and
it's just
ready.
randomized.
They will duke it out for a shot at ultimate glory.
If it ended up throwing, I think at level 20 difficulty, that might influence how it's randomized. If it was going to be us against a bunch of assault mechs, I would definitely have my work cut out for me.
New target, Javelin.
Copy. Acquiring target.
So this guy is out on his own, and unfortunately the way the AI of the game works, it's not very smart in how it's set up. I'm going to kind of hide behind this edge here, because when the battle mechs begin sort of separated from the group, they won't engage if the distance is too far to the next battle mech. So now that our lance mate has gotten their attention, we'll use that as an excuse to pummel them.
A precision strike. His weapon is damaged. His opponent can see an opening now.
Unfortunately, our Jägermech friend is not a very good shot. And we're not very good at driving.
Precision strike.
There we go.
They won't be able to reattach that metal limb.
Alright, so we'll tell Tanaka to
Copy.
form up on
Moving
us.
to formation.
We've got a little bit of a melee going at the top of this hill.
Mason casts another opponent aside. Direct hit. Their offensive
That
weapons just took
Centurion
a hit.
could be a really good mech to pick up.
Incoming hostile mech.
New
His opponent just delivered a massive blow.
Instead,
That weapon
I
is
would
neutralized.
rather we not fight them yet and just focus on removing some of the individual mechs. Those guys can tear themselves apart, that Griffin and Centurion.
Engaging designated target.
Melt this guy.
He just lost a weapon. He needs to rally before things go from bad to worse. Bullseye took their arm off. This will really impact their melee strikes out there.
Relocating now.
New target, Centurion.
And here we've got,
Incoming missile.
yeah, this Centurion.
Requested, Commander.
Unfortunately, I should have kept Tanaka with us.
His opponent lands a devastating strike. His weapon
There
is
we go.
offline. Making it look easy. Another opponent falls.
Now we'll head on back to that northeast corner and take out that light mech there.
Say goodbye to that component. They'll have
This is
to
working
rally after
much
that.
better than the previous match, having the Jaeger mech as a fire support.
Affirmative. On your target.
Close in on this javelin. Those SRM6s could spell, could be a little too dangerous for me. If I can bait him out into the open, hopefully the Jaeger mech will land some good decisive strikes first.
Roger, prioritizing target.
Ooh. Yeah, get him, Tanaka.
Another opponent bites the dust.
Yeah, this is almost unfair to the other competitors. But it was an open class match, so they just needed to bring more battle mech. So we should be able to finish off the Griffin. Should be able to finish off all three of these without much effort.
Target info received.
Target acquired.
Copy that. Engaging.
Commander Mason sends another to the scrap heap.
Copy. Acquiring target.
Now, hopefully, Tanaka can land some decent hits on that Centurion. While I focus on the Locust.
Lands an effective strike. Mason knocks another mech out of the fight.
And now that Centurion is about to get slaughtered.
A crippling blow. His weapon is rendered useless.
And that is all she
Stands
wrote.
in the winner's circle. A victory that cements his status as one to watch.
I'm curious to see if our Jaeger mech had even sustained much damage. And that did a good job of almost getting us up to rep 4, which I think that's when I earned Goblin and Kobold, which I'll immediately let Goblin go, but I will keep Kobold, even though it's not my favorite battle mech. And that gets us a Centurion, which is a decent medium mech. We'll see what we can do to get that modified and back ready, fit for duty. And yeah, the Jaeger mech took hardly any damage compared to the Firestarter. And here we go. All right, we've earned Goblin and Kobold. Taking a look at the tooltip for the Phoenix Hawk. It is nice that it has more than just lasers. And Goblin, I could see wanting to keep him if he was able to be maxed out skill-wise, but only topping out at 46. In playthroughs that I've done in the campaign and other career runs, I've kept him around, but when you get up into the level 12 or level 13 missions, he tends to not really be able to hack it. So yeah, we'll accept and then head over to the barracks.
Now I want to get paid for it.
And here's an
You
example
ready to
of
stop wasting my time?
who it would allow me to hire. But this early in the game, at this sort of level area, it's not going to give me very good pilots. These guys are going to top out in the 20s. So we will go ahead and switch to the roster and scroll down to Goblin and just dismiss him. And then we don't have to pay his 10,000 credit salary. So with that, I want to thank you for watching this episode. We will do some battle mech repairs and jump into our next episode, where we will head over to House Merrick territory, and we'll probably do the quest here in the Vacant Worlds sector. And I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please throw a like on them, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time in the Inner Sphere.